Here we are, and just catching up with the live here of Itsdaddy versus Snippy in the house. Should be a familiar name for many AOE 2 enthusiasts from T90's community games. They're both Norwegian players because this is AOE Norway League, but I'm casting in English because that's what I do, and my audience is somewhat international. So anyway, it's a fairly simple league system, a small map pool of a variety of maps, 1v1, best of 3, round robin groups, and hidden civ pick, no repeat as far as the civilizations go. Any kind of laming is allowed, so if they are in a laming mood, just go ahead and steal a boar or whatever. Would especially benefit Itsdaddy with the Mongols and the pastor hunt, but he probably has some shenanigans planned here, pushing in the deer in real nice and early here, boosting that food income. 4 on wood already at 12 pop here, and now bringing in the rhino. There's no giveaway as to what this might be though. This could be men-at-arms, this could be scouts, could even still be a drush. While Snippy with the Lithuanians probably going to play cavalry here. He has Acropolis as the home map, so he very likely enjoys cavalry archer play as well. Not your go-to play with Lithuanians, but an option. They have everything except Parthian tactics for their cavalry archers. So, but more likely than not is the scouts, especially with the back berries here to simply have safer berries you can wall towards the edge of the map. Now Snippy is like me, he's not a huge old waller boy as opposed to Itsdaddy here, so we won't be seeing full walls early on here from the red player, I think. Still scouting home base. Advantage of the Mongols is the extra line of sight on the scout as well, as Itsdaddy brings in the second rhino. Now 11 on 4 on wood, no mill. So this could be a pre-mill drush or men-at-arms play. Is obviously too, well, it's not too late, but the timing is a bit off for a pre-mill drush. But I know Itsdaddy has been doing the same kind of shenanigans as me and going for the pre-mill or no mill men-at-arms basically. Here goes the barracks. That's going to be the second building to go to the next stage here. Only one villager building it though. So it's going to take quite a while to complete that. I'm not sure what Itsdaddy wants to accomplish here without a mill when it's going to go up at maybe 19 pop here. You might as well just drop the mill if you're going to go 19 pop men-at-arms without the mill. You don't need it since you're pushing in the hunt and everything. It saves some wood for the archers follow-up, but in my opinion, 19 pops you do that with the mill. It should facilitate. It's still no idle TC time though, so Itsdaddy is making the best of the food and resources here, and we'll have lots of food left over for the men-at-arms. Maybe it's perfected the build order here, we'll see. But pushing in the deer, that also affects your early scouting. So it's going to take you some time to find the opponent. This sees nothing here, finds the 4-tile gold, basically confirming that Snippy's base is over here. One villager moving forward, could be a forward tower, could even be a forward range. So men-at-arms into forward archery range here, risky. Oh, and the and the lions is chasing the opening military here. So third militia all the way out, 3 on gold to follow up with the archers here, and it's going to be a 19 pop up versus 21 pop up here. Snippy, of course, with a healthy economy behind this, will easily be completing the barracks before feudal age kicks in, but will have men-at-arms in his face before he can produce his very first scout. And here comes the forward range. We saw Itsdaddy do this versus I think it was versus Ken, at least another game in the league as well, so it's not the first time he's doing this. Snippy reacting rapidly here is small walling the woodline already. Not that small walls necessarily keep men-at-arms out, because they will break through buildings fairly easily in third. Wait, another villager? Nope. She changed her mind. And here's the tower on one of the wood lines. So a bit of a lack of scouting here, but this tower covers both the berries and the lumber camp, so that's not a bad one at all, except Snippy will be committing all the villagers here to rush that tower down. I think it's a correct approach, deny that tower. And where the heck is that men-at-arms upgrade? He just doesn't... He's committing the gold to archers instead, so that men-at-arms upgrade will be small walls on the tower. Snippy with that one counter tower he can afford, but he has some... weak villagers building it here, risks losing some of them to the archers and militia with the elevation advantage here. I think he completes it though, well ahead of Itsdaddy, even if it means one villager down potentially. Walling the side gold here, real toxic. Could actually deny all of Snippy's golds with the walls here. Itsdaddy, however, doesn't have the main gold scouted, so a bit lacking on the scouting here, which is due to pushing the early deer, of course. He's not going to break through here. Still doesn't have men-at-arms, so it was never... He was never planning the men-at-arms at all. Snippy is not really too crazy with the scouting either. At least he knows the location, so he could go counterattack. It's a very exposed home base for Itsdaddy here. You could take him easily off gold, easily off berries, unless quick walls. But you need to attend to the massive amount of armies at home base, of course. Does take its toll on the economy as well. Could say that for both players. Snippy being under duress here, doesn't have horse collar, while Itsdaddy doesn't have a single eco upgrade whatsoever. Some house foundations here in towards the TT to force these military units to move in towards the town center. Snippy floating lots of wood, so he could easily afford these houses, but I'm sure Snippy would have preferred all of these farms to go into... all that wood going into farms instead and prepare for the castle age. Quite a few scouts for Snippy, really committing to feudal age here, but he knows that Itsdaddy is invested into a massive feudal age commitment as well. He's even almost taking out the range here with scouts alone. No upgrades on the scouts, but given the numbers of Snippy, 9 scouts total, he is going for the counterattack, and the mobility of Itsdaddy's armies is questionable. The houses sort of keep this back woodland safe. Snippy has been defending well against this pressure here, as another forward villager comes to, I don't even know. To rush down this tower together with everything on the camp underneath for the archers. No, the archers keep moving and will try to find a woodland. No fletching, that's unlike Itsdaddy to not have fletching at this point in the game. But he will rush down the tower and leave Snippy with fewer defenses here. Now taking the hill advantage behind the woodland, might pick off some villagers, but without fletching, that's actually not so easy. And the counter attack is about to hit home base of Itsdaddy. He has two spearmen here, but it's just not enough to fend off all these scouts. And imagine if Snippy had the defense or attack here, he'd be looking at better trades versus the spears. He is forcing Itsdaddy off gold, but economy-wise, Itsdaddy is doing kind of alright after all. Fighting the scouts with builders here, however, Only one, almost two villagers for Snippy. That's a lot of scouts going down, unfortunately, without getting any kills there. Good villager micro from Itsdaddy, who has succeeded in getting more villager kills at Snippy's side. 4 villagers total, 4-1 eco KD here. As the idle TC time for Snippy is off the charts, so that's a massive villager lead for Itsdaddy here. Maybe it's because of the scouts that Snippy had to idle TC to get armies out. He's going into skirmishers now against the spearmen. He's about to lose his stone as well to a forward walling villager being sent from Daddy's home base again, presumably. Or where is it? Is it in the mass here? Oh, it might be focused down by the skirmishers though. What a mess of a game. As the scouts almost kill the archer with 100 HP left. At this point, Snippy could just rush it down with villagers or something. Skirmishers deal 1 damage per shot, so that's nothing too crazy. He did get the forward villager, so rip villager, 2 villagers dead for Itsdaddy as well. And who is very low on resources now all of a sudden. He's spent food for still extended feudal age here, more villagers to gold. May need to rebuild a range, depending on what the follow-up is here. And Snippy, although idle TC time is off the charts, has somehow survived this early pressure. Snippy's turn to counter-attack again. A couple of scouts now. Itsdaddy with full-on AI army here. My friend Dennis would be proud. Scouts, spears, militia. Only missing the skirmishers. So maybe Umut Dennis and his 40 skirmishers wouldn't be so proud after all. 5 skirmishers, 6 skirmishers total for the Lithuanian player here. They do have some of the best skirmisher stats in the game, but the scouts come in here to join, and no spearmen here for Snippy. Snippy, however, with this counter-aggression kind of stabilizing a bit, but 6 minutes, 4 seconds idle TC time at minute 22 in the game. That's not pretty news for the red player, losing the scouts and skirmishers yet again. And he really wants that range then, and I think he's going to succeed finally. 5 damage per hit, nothing here to repair for Itsdaddy. He's going to lose the range, and he's going to be happy about that, or perfectly okay with that, because now comes the follow-up. For the moment, scouts, but in the castle age definitely will be knights or even camels, depending on whether Snippy makes it to the castle age at all. 16 farms, no horse collar. That is going to backfire once they start depleting here. See the food count running low on some of them. Snippy committing to gold, also committing to stone, hoping for a defensive or offensive castle, depending. But he is about to get another wave of 18 AI army units in his face here. Bloodline coming in for the scouts even. Snippy going for attempting the counter-attack again, but Itsdaddy is tracking him. He has the better scouts now with bloodlines in. Wheelbarrow for Snippy, but still no horse collar, so these farms are going to deplete even more quickly now. As we see them running out, wood count fairly low as well, only 4 on wood now for Snippy. Maybe the stone is intended for defensive towers as well. Could be a means to hold until Snippy can somehow recover here. Snippy is actually going to beat Itsdaddy to the castle age. That could be a change of events here with the Lithuanians, maybe with the relic bonus for the knights, but that farm eco, that is of concern for Snippy with only 4 on wood here. Once the farms need replenishing, he won't have food for the knights, and there's only 1 stable. And there's lots of spearmen for Itsdaddy who also goes to castle age here, so the difference is only 15 seconds in the end. Sneaky tower over here as well, just outside of the sight of Snippy. No fletching. It may or may not reach some of the gold here. And if Snippy goes for the, or when Snippy goes for the cavalry in the castle age, Itsdaddy could simply go into pikemen here with the 8 spears he already has forward and put a stopper to the cavalry investment. So we're looking at a 28-minute castle age for both players here. However, with 7 minutes more of idle TC time for Snippy, he's severely behind in villagers and economy and even eco upgrades at this point. Who wins? Bloodline Scout or the Villager? Looks like the Villager loses the battle there, but the Scout will be avenged by the Tower of Fire here. Castle Ages is in, 7 seconds to go for Itsdaddy as well. Very healthy economy here, could go straight into a triple TC boom here, or simply get Pikemen. I definitely consider Pikemen at this point, with 8 spears already out, but the cavalry upgrades come in and also more villagers for, I don't know, maybe another forward tower on this wood line. Snippy now with 9 on wood, did make another lumber camp over here, he's not on stone anymore. So I guess that stone was for that defensive tower, good thinking there to keep the eco safe. And where's that pikeman upgrade for Itsdaddy? He's making camels, but he also already has the counter in the spears. Still no horse collar for Snippy, and that's going to hurt for each and every farm that's seeded without it. Tower on an empty woodland here, as Snippy almost attempts a kind of a trap here, is at least forcing the units to path through TC fire if they're gonna get here. And also attempting a counter-aggression with knights here, but I don't think that's going to go all that well. They have similar upgrades on the cavalry, but Itsdaddy already has the camels out and will be able to hunt small numbers of units here. So how's the army situation? It's 29 to 5 for Itsdaddy, so he's dominating in the army department and still in the eco as well. Of course, almost 20 villagers lead at this point. And Snippy seems to be playing it the eco style and completely forgetting about some of the eco upgrades here. Camels chase down the small numbers of knights, and Snippy's counterattacks, although attempted, won't really accomplish too much here. There are simply cabins everywhere with Itsdaddy's better economy. 2 TCs are up, even would easily be able to afford the third one, but there's the GG. Look at all the blue in the red base here. First win, first game goes to Itsdaddy. Quick look at the stats and we'll hop into the next one whenever they are ready, if they didn't already launch. $35-26 KD, you see Itsdaddy with the military population lead all the way here. Eco's fairly even to begin with, Snippy even ahead a bit because of the higher population going into feudal age. But then as the upgrades come in and as the situation gets more and more aggressive inside of Snippy's base, it's just falling behind due to mainly idle TC time, ending at 11 minutes TC, idle at 32 minutes. Alright, let's look out for the next one, Snippy's home map, Acropolis, which also happens to be Itsdaddy's home map, or one of Itsdaddy's favorite maps. Not home map, but favored maps. We're going to Acropolis. They did start it already. Let's just go right for it. Ooh, it's one of those generations. They're really close. Which increases the chance of laming here. The boars often spawn forward, so if you're in a laming mood, you could almost lame the boar with villagers here with this kind of close spawn. Very often the Acropolises will be on either side like this. But now they're very much closer, or a little closer anyway. TC is definitely closer than if they were like this. So it's Itsdaddy with the Koreans here. Thinking about war wagons maybe, camping the hill, getting to the castle, getting to those beastly, nasty war wagons. And of course, great archers, arbalests, and even the towers getting their upgrades instantly as you progress through the ages. So several options, although Koreans lack mobility, and I would favor mobility a lot on this map, which is Snippy in the house with the Magyars here. We'll be opening scouts, presumably, and follow up with cavalry or cavalry archers, depending. Straight for the forward woodland for Itsdaddy here. That could be punished hard by Snippy, depending on the opening Snippy goes for here. Snippy checks to the side to... Yeah, I don't even know. He's looking for the... He's probably going to go in this direction first, unless he's suspecting that spawn is really close from the way the Acropolis is set up here. Regardless, he is... Oh, he almost finds the lumber camp there. That's actually a bit unfortunate that he didn't run into that. He would confirm that the enemy Acropolis is on the left-hand side here. So they'll both be pushing in their deer. That's a nice food boost to improve your feudal timing or simply delay any additional farms early on. Snippy will get no, Daddy gets the first hit in. Snippy will lose this fight, so has to be careful here. No boar laming for Snippy. That's not going to happen at this point, but does obstruct and delay the deer pushing a little bit, however, with the scout forward for Snippy. He's not going to be pushing any either, but the deer placement here is fantastic for Snippy. He doesn't need to push deer at all. He could just hunt them right next to the mill. So that's almost a bit unfair there. The deer are further apart from the eventual mill position for Itsdaddy here. Okay. Both just mainly focusing on food here. Snippy with 2 seconds more idle time here. Nothing too crazy about that. That's only the idle time difference, or just it's that they actually have loom. He did get loom. Maybe worried about the forward woodland being taken out or something, or just a bit mismanagement of food income. In any case, Snippy has a better villager count until they click up as a consequence of that. So his food count should be, overall resource income should be healthier. Is it the 21 pop scouts, 22 pop scouts maybe? And second woodland going down in the ditch beside the Acropolis here. Definitely the scouts for Snippy here. He'll be dropping the barracks at some point to prepare for that, while Itsdaddy takes out Snippy Scout with a TC. That's good value when you were expecting the scouts. And now a forward barracks, okay. Itsdaddy seems to be liking the forward buildings a lot recently. And can't help but think that it has to be the men-at-arms again here. The 21 pop men-at-arms with same uptime as Snippy here due to the idle time and the early loom. Snippy gets a little poke in as the hunt gets obstructed a bit here. But will he see this forward? Maybe that's why Itsdaddy goes forward as well. He knows that he's taking out Snippy's scout, so Snippy can't scout what's coming his way until the follow-up scouts enter that way. This could be men-at-arms towers for Itsdaddy as well, but he's only long-distance mining gold. He didn't drop a mining camp. More villagers moving forward though. He is going for the Koreans' tower rush. Must be something that Snippy has thought of as a potential option here. It is Koreans. They do get those tower upgrades instantly. First tower on the forward woodland here, but he changes his mind and places it to the side instead. Maybe it's a vision thingy that is... Nah, it would be hidden here as well. I think that's a better tower placement, to be honest. But it's gonna do the trick. Double attacks coming in for both here now. Snippy making spearmen. Would of course be that he's thinking some Korean scouts could come his way, but I think it's more to have spearmen to fight enemy spearmen when he's going for the scouts aggression himself. The tower is going to go up on the wood line. Itsdaddy not going for the men-at-arms, just the militia line here. But will definitely force a reaction here as the first tower goes up. The villagers don't really have an escape, could actually block the exit here even, with the armies and with the starting scout taking out one of the fleeing villagers. Oh, spearman for Snippy paying off here. As Itsdaddy takes the elevation advantage and focuses down the spearman first, but the scouts stay alive. Remember that Magyar's +1 attack as well, really helping these fights. First spearman pops out and Itsdaddy moves to drop another tower. Snippy now with 3 scouts out could delay this second tower if he wants to, but why would he even try to keep this woodline? He could just relocate or go for the wood up on the Acropolis at least until it runs out here. So some more spearmen added here. Itsdaddy would actually want to consider some upgrades on the spears as well to more efficiently fight Snippy's units here, but that's obviously going to cost food. If you had a blacksmith, which I think he... No, he doesn't maybe. Okay, so I'm not going to see any infantry upgrades just yet. It's the same kind of aggression as on the Arabia game, and it's forcing Snippy to stay defensively here. Base seems wide open except for the woodline here, which is almost walled. And why is he going to the left though? He hasn't... scouting really not optimal here for Itsdaddy. He could have hit the berries and the gold with 1 tower over here. Some small walls to obstruct the spearman pathing here, but yeah, now I think I know what he's going for. He wants to deny Snippy completely of wood, and that's very annoying when it happens on Acropolis. You get completely crippled in the early game without wood. You can't do anything. So Snippy scrambles up a defensive tower here and keeps his stone semi-safe. There's one tower though, you can still access the stone I guess, and there's another stone over there. 2 stones denied by 1 tower, good value from Itsdaddy in that regard of course. He's not allowing Snippy by any means to counter attack here. Scouts numbers increasing, and Snippy will use the tower to focus fire some spearmen here, not too bad. He's trying to get hits in, but Itsdaddy's army control is on point as well. He loses 1 spearman there, loses 2 spearmen. And yeah, now this tower should be history, and also the forward villagers. And then we're talking huge losses for Itsdaddy here. The idle TC times are more comparable this game. And with the villagers going down... Oh yeah, scouts could have done better here, I think. But the tower, forward tower is dealt with. There are more scouts join in. Snippy is going to clean this up. It's going to even out the villager count here. Definitely getting the weakest one here. And it's 3 scouts versus 4 villagers. So, no, focus the weak one! Yeah, still going to get them. Still going to get them all, I think. I guess its value though. Snippy's eco-efficiency is down to 50% here, is now going to gold. It's been seeding farms behind all of this. It's been keeping the wood income going to the right hand side, if inefficient. And should be the first player reaching the castle age here. Scouts now are attempting some counter attack here. Will find some exposed farms at least, but 5 builder kills for Snippy, 3 for Itsdaddy. And only 1 villager apart between the 2 of them now. Horse collar for Snippy this time, so we remembered it this time around. Two villagers on stone for Itsdaddy, but that's mainly just for the towers he's been making. More scouts pouring in here, but Snippy already has the food to go to the next stage, so not really any rush there. Here comes the archery range, so might actually have some cavalry archer follow-up plan here. That's the second building needed to go up as well. So once the 200 gold has been reached here for Snippy, he'll be going to the castle age to produce what I can presume is cav archers, unless this is just one range for skirmishers to hold archers even. I guess Snippy is competent, is delayed Itsdaddy enough to the next age here to go for some archers before clicking up, but looking at the resources here, they are going to be fairly evenly matched to the next age after all, behind all this. And it's 1 villager difference between the 2. No, wait, Itsdaddy has wheelbarrows, so Itsdaddy is actually kind of 4 villagers ahead there due to less idle TC time. Now going for this woodland, I think, yeah. So Snippy risking to move out for some wood access here. Will be first to the cast stage. Itsdaddy was either missing buildings or making different priorities here, because he definitely had the goal to go up. Again, we're seeing a 30 seconds difference to the cast stage, nothing too crazy for either player. And Itsdaddy arguably going to the cast stage at a stronger economy here. Defensive tower on the woodland for Itsdaddy. That is going to become a guard tower as well once the cast stage sets in, so should provide a decent defense there for any units trying to enter. He is 1 out of 2 woodlands down in the field here. What is the castlage follow-up with Itsdaddy though? He has a blacksmith going up. He has a stable. Oh, don't tell me he's going Korean's Knights here. He's making scouts, but no Bloodline scouts against Bloodline scouts of the Magyars. I'm not too sold on that. There's Cav Archers in the making, so Snippy will be contesting the gold for sure. Spearman doing some work here. 4 scouts for Itsdaddy and now a monastery as well. Maybe he's expecting knights from Snippy here. I guess small numbers of Cav Archers could be converted as well, but Snippy is now with triple ranges and lots of Wielders of Gold, so he'll definitely be pumping out Cav Archers from all 3 ranges soon enough here, as the wood eco has stabilized as well. On Acropolis you could always pull back to the elevation here, that's why Cav Archer plays so strong on this map. It's easy to get some heal advantage. Another tower, really making use of the stone mine here, but each and every tower and eventually town centers, if he goes for any, will delay any castles for the war wagons, as is one of the strongest Korean units out there. Snippy is hesitant to engage, but I think he wants a mass of Cav Archers before engaging. He's missing Bodkin Arrow, but at least he has fletching in, so he has 4+1 range. Food eco is a bit low after tasking quite a few of the farmers over to the gold. Yeah, here's a TC as well, on the woodland to the side here. Good one. So Snippy will try to hit the gold, but surprise, there's a guard tower here to keep it out. So I guess that's another reason for them trying Koreans for Acropolis, is that you could go into guard tower defense if everything else fails. Cav Archers could still sit underneath the tower foundation though, so until Itsdaddy gets murder holes in, any defensive towers are not ideal, unless they're walled in the area around to disallow units to sit right underneath the towers. Looks like a conversion attempt here, but that's not gonna go in. See a bit of blinking over here, but doesn't mean too much. Those are just palisades, those blue dots over here. Korean Knights for the win here for the raids. They only have +1 defense though, and the Cav Archers, once they take a little bit of the heal advantage, they'll clean this up. But it's value still. It's 10 villagers down for Itsdaddy. Or 10 villagers killed, rather. Or 6 villagers killed. Snippy has managed to snipe more villagers, actually. Snippy. One monk, maybe trying to collect some relics here. I'm not favoring the Koreans here all that much here. And now the full surround here, power of Cav Archers, but Snippy's, yeah, he's seen the TC to the south as well. More villagers popping in, 20 Cav Archers now. How does Itsdaddy recover from this guard tower defense? Not too bad by any means. Now garrisoning the tower, it provides some refuge in that regard as well. But Snippy will just look for more exposed eco to hit now. He's gonna go and use the heal here to snipe villagers from the elevation, I think. Ballistics is in. Bodkin Arrow still missing. So he needs to get that ASAP. He'll snipe villagers a lot more easily and then fight knights a lot more easily as well. But he is raiding, which is the most important thing here. Getting some damage in while Itsdaddy is making defensive scorpions. Another villager down. 12, 13 villagers killed by Snippy. It's 1 TC versus 2 here, so Snippy is behind due to higher idle TC time, but he is on the offensive. He's going to be able to snipe villagers from the other side here as well on the wood line and cripple Itsdaddy's wood income. I think he's going to camp underneath the tower again. No, he's just going to commit to sniping villagers, and it's kind of blocking the route towards the tower here as well. It's going to be some cavalry going down maybe. Only +1 defense on them, but more villagers get 20 villagers down. Now 4 villagers difference between the two. Snippy, Itsdaddy somehow still in the eco lead here, but that's not going to last long with this kind of raiding, and the cavalry numbers steadily increasing as well. But Snippy is housed. He needs houses. He needs a house. Where's the house? Cavalry Micro taking all the attention here. Snippy doesn't realize this house has been housed for fairly decent amount of time here. But now, yeah, now he's scrambling up some panic houses. Unfortunate for the cavalry archer production here. As Itsdaddy now has 5 scorpions in place. Probably going to keep them at core economy spots like the golds and stones over here. He's dreaming to go out to castle at some point to claim some map control back. But Snippy now with the houses up is back on triple range cavalry production. As we can see, even Thumbring is queued here. At this point, Snippy could even drop a 4th range to keep up with the, or to boost the production even more, because that's a lot of cavalries in the queue here. Bodkin Arrow though, please get Bodkin Arrow! 46-51, but Snippy can keep killing villagers and idle economy and get an advantage that way. Another tower for Itsdaddy. He doesn't plan to drop any castle this game, only towers. Still, woodland could be hit from the other side here from Snippy and maybe even avoid TC fire. More light cav popping out, but the cav archers have the hill. Itsdaddy actually attacking the woodline again with the scorpions here. And Snippy, that's almost the only woodline. Snippy needs a better woodline. And he needs it yesterday. He could go to the right hand side, drop a TC, maybe he has the stone for it now, so that's an option. But Snippy is counter raiding as well. 26, 27, 28, almost 30 villagers killed. Now they're dead even at villagers, because Snippy is getting great value from the cav archer raids here. Snippy now officially in the villager lead after sniping villager after villager, but he's gonna need wood access. Even if he's floating wood currently, that's not going to last for a long time with... where is the wood line now? Okay, there's a lumber camp over here. He's now going to drop a TC. I think he's dropping it here to... Oh, he doesn't know about the gold and the woodland to the side, but this would be a great spot as well. But obviously you'll need to scout it for that to happen. We might actually see another TC as well, if Snippy has a market to buy stone to place it somewhere over here. Cav archers on a raiding spree again. Didn't get any more villagers actually, but idling economy, which is also important. And now TC number 3 going up for Itsdaddy here. Triple range cav archer production. Gets even more deadly by the day. No, focus the scorpions. Scorpions getting great value here. There are 4 scorpions and they are deadly to cav archers, especially when they are lacking the pierce armor. But all in all, Snippy is coming out decently off this fight. He's lost quite a few cav archers, but he still has 26 total of them, and has a knights in production again to deal with the siege here now, not protected by spearmen anymore. And finally the castle for the Koreans player here, actually buying stone to get that castle up. It's sadly floating quite a bit of gold now, but he feels like it's not floating enough, because he's even getting gold mining to boost the gold income. Maybe he plans to buy a lot of more resources with the excess gold he has. Convincing number of cav archers now, but idle TC, or no, sorry, housed again for Snippy here. That impacts production if he still has units in the queue, and it does. Did scramble up a house there or lose units, so not pop capped anymore. It's 34 military to 3 here, and that just there shouldn't be any way back for Itsdaddy against these kinds of numbers if the cav archers keep raiding that like they have been doing. The castle over here protects the gold and some of the farm economy, but the wood economy is still unsafe from this angle. And that's where Snippy is headed this time. Good. Yeah. Snippy, however, can not allow Itsdaddy to get to a crucial mass of war wagons because cav archers won't be doing anything against that. 3+2 Pierce Arbor for the war wagons. That is no joke. Akkal-AOE is in for Snippy, so that's helping the efforts here. He manages to take out small numbers of war wagons here with the cav archers. So it's 2 TCs to 3 TCs. Snippy again housed here, so it's an idle time increasing for both players here, but it's 3 TCs for Itsdaddy, it's only 2 for Snippy. And Itsdaddy is not housed. So he keeps consistent triple builder production here. Cav archers dying to the war wagons here. They have that beastly pierce armor. They get the armor upgrades instantly as well, which is a perks of having Koreans as a civ. They get archer armor instantly when reaching the next stage, just as the Magyars get melee upgrades instantly for the next stage. Looks like Snippy wants to send the knights in here to raid, or... But he can't engage effectively against war wagons with only, or with no armor on the knights. He's gonna need more. Double gold combo here, cav archer and knights, and Itsdaddy somehow managing to defend and stay alive here. War wagons for the raids, and they're basically sharing golds over on this side. But Itsdaddy will have none of it. My gold! It says. So close on either side here. As the knights and cav archers move in, but they take quite a few hits to the castle fire here. Risky move from Snippy, but he wants to get builders. Look at the builder counters dwindling here with Itsdaddy with the triple TC replenishment constantly here. Still manages to keep that builder lead. And now he has war wagons counter raiding as well, and the wagon numbers increasing here. He has Akkal-AOE and defense full in here. Is currently not producing. Could buy wood if need be to keep making more, but Snippy needs some monks out or something to deal with these war wagons, I think, but he's completely off gold. He's off gold. And he's... I guess this is Snippy's second goal and this is Daddy's second goal, and they're both downhill here. So easier said than done. Snippy will need to scout his sides, and yeah, he's gonna mining camp this one, I think. Maybe even TC it or castle it even. Snippy has 11 on stone. Yeah, he has it scouted. Again, housed here. Oh, I know the feeling, but... Where's that gold? You need gold, Snippy! Gold! Gold, please. Could sell stone for gold, of course, but that stone would be well spent going into castles as well. Itsdaddy, 75 to 69 builders, is catching up in military as well. And if you look at the army value, it's still lower, but that's because of the numbers. I think it's 10 war wagons now, even getting ballistics for their accuracy here. And there's just nothing for cav archers to do about that. Okay, that's a fascinating castle by Snippy. Bit of a cheeky castle here going on this stone of, no, gold of Itsdaddy over at this side. Daddy, however, already has a mining camp there, so should be seeing it if something comes up, but a bit of a sneaky villager movement here. probably controlled grouping them to go as close to the edge as possible, while distracting the armies and trying to lure the war wagons away here so they can't stop the castle drop. And now back on gold on this side, because the armies of Itsdaddy are busy over here. Lots of distractions here. A scout over here as well. Castle, forward castle. I don't really see that completing for Snippy, even with 12 villagers building it, but you never know. Cab archer numbers going down. Castle. I don't think it goes up. The war wagons are too close, and Daddy should definitely just focus the war wagons on the builders now, not on the cavalry archers, but he seems to be doing both here. Castle at 70%, 75, 70, 80. Daddy completing the castle first. Snippy scrambling the builders here, but will he complete it? 98. Yeah, he will complete it. And this might very well become a petard war, but Itsdaddy is going to Imperial Age as well. And that's the castle drop into GG for Snippy. Not able to make the Magyar's pick work on Acropolis for this game. But a good set it was. Itsdaddy seems in good shape. Did have a questionable start, but defended with towers, played the defensive playstyle, which he does very well. He's an arena player as well, so knows how to hold off aggression. But it was the aggressor as well, so it went from insane aggression to nasty defense and working out in both regards. 2-0 for Itsdaddy. Let's get brackets updated as well. That would be Norway League Season 2. Very last game of, that's the wrong division. This was the very last game of second division. And we have it concluded with Itsdaddy taking home the win with 2-0 against Snippy. He's won every set, so he's basically smurfing this division. And we're completing ahead of schedule, but that's always a good thing. We've gotten all the matches played. I think we're going to have to look into smaller groups, but more matchups or something for the next season, because clearly there's has been a skill gap between the players here. But also some upsets here. We didn't expect Ken to beat Snippy, for example. Ken is high 1200. Snippy has peaked at 1450 or something, so that was a bit of a surprise to me, but I think that was the proper result. But regardless, we have Division 2 set. Now we need Division 1 to complete their games, but they're on it as well. They've been good at playing, so that's obviously an advantage of having small numbers of players total.